Hey Leos, how you doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your first half of August general reading here. Happy birthday season, my lovely lions. We're going to start off with some animal energy, but of course, I'm going to get right into the cards. All right. So let's see. What is the animal energy for my Leos? First half of August. Let's see what's good. All right. So we got the earthworm energy here. All right, earthworm energy. So this is a newbie energy. This is kind of that feeling of a novice type of deal, but this can really manifest in a lot of different ways, darlings. Like this can come up when we are stepping into a new chapter of any sort, whether it's with a person, a job, a dream, a home, whatever that is. This is that kind of like new novice newbie energy here. This can also manifest for us. Sorry about that sound effect there. This can also manifest when we just are lacking in some assurity of some sort, where it's like, oh, I don't know, right? It's like, so it can be a kind of like a lack of confidence around what you know to be true or just feeling really sure about things, right? But I gotta tell you, for you guys, I'm getting this strong feeling of newness, brand new blank page, new chapter, freshness, a detoxification or actually a purification of everything that is not of your highest and best good, leaving that in the past and stepping forward into a brand new chapter. That's what it feels like. Let's see what the cards say. Of course. Let's see what's going on for my Leos. An earthworm energy for a lion, right? You guys are a lion. It can feel a bit cattywampus, you know what I mean? Because this could not be more different from a lion type energy, right? Lions energetically are very sure, they're strong, they walk steadily and soundly, they don't doubt themselves, they don't second guess, and it's a very established energy. Whereas this is kind of like, this is yet to grow. This is like a starting point, like a ground zero, so to speak, right? Oh, it's in a circular shape, like a ground zero type deal, right? So this may feel like a little bit of an unfamiliar territory for you guys, but it does denote something that's brand new, which in my opinion is always a good thing. Let's see what's going on for y'all. First half of August. All right. So we got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so the earthworm reveals itself. Here we go. First of all, 5 is a number of great change, right? And we've been talking about newness, freshness, a purification of sorts. So 5 of Pentacles is feeling separate from what you desire or where you belong. It's that feeling of separation, right? It is in the first position though, so let's see what else is going on here. I'm telling you guys, this is a really transformative time you're stepping into here. So we got the Queen of Swords here, air energy here. The Queen of Swords is a very particular energy. She is very yeah, come on, come to me, step to me. It's a very step to me energy. Come on, step to me. And more specifically, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm totally open to hearing what you have to say. I'm totally receptive to your truth. But if you step one toe out of line, I will show you the sword, and swiftly, right? It's kind of like King Henry VIII energy with his wives, I'm getting very like Anne Boleyn feeling, where it's like, oh my God, I love you. I want to bring you into my life. I'm so here for it. I'm up on this throne. And then it's like off with your head if you do one thing out of line, right? If you say one thing. So I feel like this energy for you guys, it's like this feeling of an insistence upon the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but in a way that is very like clear-cut, uniform, and to the point, right? There's no emotionality here. Remember, the swords rule the realm of the mental, the mind, thinking, right? It feels very cut and dry, and I keep getting this feeling of like purification, detoxification. This could be you getting into a place where you're really cutting out what no longer serves you from a very clinical perspective, right? Like air signs are really good at. So you might be stepping into a place where you feel like an air sign. And really what I'm getting is that it almost feels like it's coming from a place of like putting your own needs first. And anything or anyone that imposes on your time that is not of your highest and best good, you are in a place to absolutely cut out and start anew with new energies. It could even be the rebirth of an old dynamic where you're like, listen, I love you, I want to keep you around, or I love this job, I want to keep it, but things have got to change because I'm not getting my own needs met. And you can only stick around in my energy if it is a reciprocal situation, if I'm getting as much as I'm giving, right? That's what it feels like for you guys. And good on you, you know. Okay, what else is going on? What do we got here? Ooh, 8 of Swords, darlings. More Swords energy here. Yeah. Listen, birthdays can get even the best of us up into our heads. What can I say? I really get clarifiers, but 8 of Swords is, you know, a prison, a mental prison of your own design and your own making. It feels like feeling unsure about what lies ahead, though, because I'm really drawn to this crow looking kind of towards into the future. You know, it really feels like I don't really know what's coming next or what is ahead of me around these choices, these cuts that I'm making, this new direction that I'm embarking on. It really feels like this is born out of getting your own needs met, though, which is fabulous. You know what I mean? And it does feel like you're being called to embrace the unknown. And I don't feel like this is necessarily going to be a walk in the park, but I do feel like it's, you know, highly necessary. Let's get some clarifiers here. Let's get a clarifier for this 5 of Pentacles, feeling separate from what you desire, where you belong. So we got the Page of Wands here, repping your fire sign selves here. So, you know, this just off the top is about, remember that the Wands, right, rule passion, creativity, artistry, and desire. So I would say the fact that it is clarifying this 5 of Pentacles here is you might be feeling separate from something or someone that you desire. Okay, whatever that is for you. It's going to be different for everybody. It's, you know, general, but of course. But I really feel like for you guys, you know, also the snake here, you know, snakes are all about transformation and shedding of that skin. And when the snake sheds its skin, it's a very, it's uncomfortable. Their eyes get foggy, and that's when they're most vulnerable to predators. So it's not necessarily like a walk in the park, but what's on the other side of it is worth it. I never noticed this before. How fascinating. You see how this snake is making the shape of an 8? I have literally never noticed that before. And then you've got the 8 of Swords here. I feel like there's some sort of anxiety, trepidation around changes, making changes, going through changes, right? And then 8, you know, we're talking about August, you know, Leo season, as it were. I do feel like you're being called to make some changes right now. Changes that involve people and what your everyday looks like. It feels like we're talking about what you spend your time on and who you spend your time on. Pretty much. Okay, let's get a clarifier for this Queen of Swords here. Okay, another page here. I want to point something out. We got the Page of Pentacles here to clarify the Queen of Swords. So the pages, right? That's new energy. That's novice energy, right? Whereas the Queen is a more advanced energy of that. So, because, you know, it goes Page, Knight, Queen, King. So the fact that we're talking about newness, we got the earthworm, we're talking about transformation and changes and making those cuts, you know, and these are 2, you know, new novice beginning energies here. So Page of Pentacles, this is actually really beautiful because remember when I said, well, first of all, Pentacles rule, you know, the earth realm, things that, you know, money, grounded relationships, things that will be around for the long term. Remember when I said that it feels like you're in a place where you're making cuts or you're releasing things and or people that are not reciprocal in nature, that no longer resonate or serve you, right? And then the Page of Pentacles is about an offer of longevity. I feel like you're cutting out anything that you can't necessarily see being around in the future or really growing. It's like, oh, this has either died on the vine, Five of Pentacles. This is either died on the vine and I'm about to cut it, right? Or I don't see this really turning into anything, and so I'm just gonna like not accept this offer on this Queen of Swords thing. It does feel like you're really in a place of like high discernment. High discernment, but also like you feel like an air sign right now. You do. You feel like a major, I'm an air sign, so I'm like, I recognize this energy. It feels very air signy. But you know, we've got the Earthworm, we've got Pentacles here. It feels like you are no longer in the market for anything that you can't see being there in the long term, or that doesn't, you know, serve you in an equal give and take kind of way. And you will be turning down offers, or you will be, you know, turning down a renewal of a contract, of a friendship, a relationship, an actual contract of a home you're living in, if you can't see it being around or serving you in the future. It feels like there is an emphasis on the future right now. It does. It feels like you're really thinking about it. You're looking towards the future, right? You're trying to set yourself up in a way where you're like, listen, the Earthworm energy, fine. I'm going to be facing a new world, a new reality after I make these cuts and changes, but I really feel the need to do it because I'm not really willing to be in this energy of feeling separate from what works for me or who works for me. Remember, this can really be about work, artistry, partnership. It's going to be different for everyone, but it does feel like you're in a place of high discernment and making some clinical and needed cuts and changes. Okay, let's get a clarifier for this Eight of Swords here. Oh my God! Ugh. The Fool. All about a leap of faith and what? Newness. Fresh, brand new start. Blank page, new chapter. I cannot with this. You got the Earthworm, which is about that novice new energy. You got the Fool, which is about brand new starts and beginnings. You have 2 pages here, which are all about that newbie energy. You are absolutely moving into a brand new chapter in a new place. And like I said, you know, birthday seasons can really be a beautiful catalyst and opportunity for that, about looking at your past year. Looking into what got you where you are and thinking about where you want to be at this time next year by your next birthday. That's what this feels like. Where do I want to be by my next birthday? With this Eight of Swords here, right? And I feel like it's less about seeing clearly what that is for yourself, but it's more about knowing what you don't want and making changes around that to make room for what you do want, even if what you do want or how you're going to get what you want is not yet set in stone or clear to you. But this isn't about that. This is really about, where do I want to be a year from now? Who do I want to be around a year from now? How do I want to feel a year from now? And I'm totally embracing this new newbie novice energy and this new chapter in my life because I'm willing to do that and take that leap of faith, because what's on the other side of this leap of faith, I believe I'm going to be rewarded for, just for taking the risk and following my intuition around it. Because these changes that you're making, it's really interesting, these cuts that you're making, these alterations that you're making, it feels intuitively guided, but it also feels super, super rational. Like, I feel like you have like facts and figures to back up these changes that you're making. And I feel like that's part of what this Queen of Swords is. Like, I could almost see you, just like for an example of you deciding to move on from a particular relationship or friendship, because it's not been reciprocal. They're either, you know, energy vampiring you, right? Or they're always just kind of, you know, taking, but they're never there when you need them. What is just an example? And I can see this person coming forward and being like, well, why do you want to move on from this? Why are you no longer like returning my calls? Why are you like, what has changed? And you're in this place of like, oh, I have records and receipts. That's what this feels like, records and receipts. You have records. This is coming from a very rational and pragmatic place, but it also feels divinely guided, which is really, really cool. And I feel like this earthworm isn't about feeling unsure about these changes. This is about the newness of what lies on the other side of all of these changes. Does that make sense? It feels really powerful. It really, really does. And it feels like you are, setting the stage for, it's about cutting out what the old and what no longer works to make room for all this newness. And I think it's really cool, actually. I think it's really, really cool that you're willing to not know what lies on the other side of these cuts and changes and alterations. You're just willing to, like the fool, take that leap of faith and go for it anyway, because you know what has been going on in these certain contexts, whatever that is for you, isn't working. And so you're not willing to renew that contract for the following year. Does that make sense? All right. I feel like we are in need of some goddess guidance energy here. Some goddess guidance oracles. Sometimes the universe, the divine, waits for us to do something like this. It feels like a cleaning of the house, right? And then all this newness is going to come in that wouldn't have otherwise entered if you didn't make these cuts, changes, alterations, modifications, whatever, right? Right. Goddess guidance from the Leos. Oh, suke. Oh my God, okay. Guinevere, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Let me say that again for the seats in the back. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Okay, I'm going to tell you why this makes me really, really happy. We could have gotten an oracle card that was like, keep going, believe in, yourself, and then everything's going to be okay in the end, and you're doing all of that great stuff. But remember what I was just talking about with the blindfold and not seeing what's ahead, but willing to take the leap of faith anyway, and that by doing so and cutting out what's no longer working, the universe is going to deliver the freshness to you. I feel like they're literally giving you like a little gold coin here that says like, hey, this is what's on the other side of making room. You make room and this comes in. This true love here, right? And I want to focus on this, have propelled the universe to deliver, right? Propelled the universe to deliver. You've done this cleaning out of the closet. You've made these changes and made room. And so this new just comes rushing in. And I absolutely love this. I have to tell you, I feel like for some of you, this is going to be actual love. I do. Because by cutting away what no longer works, you are shifting your vibration into a new place that is going to remember, like attracts like. By doing that, it's going to attract someone to you because you made those changes, right? And you have room now. I feel like for others of you, this true love can encompass different things, right? Because great love doesn't just have to be romantic. Children. If anyone watching this wants children or have been thinking about children, or it's something where it's like, yeah, like that really, something about children here, I do feel like this is serving as kind of a note that says it is coming, even if you have lost hope around that, or you feel like the time has passed, or I'm getting something really strongly about children, okay? The birth of a child. Something about that feels really, really pertinent. But also, like I said, I feel like this is making room for new love in your life, whether that's new love friendships, whatever that is. But I'm not going to say it's like a new love job. It could be for some of you. But this is directly speaking about love within interpersonal relationships and dynamics. Okay? And the universe does have a way of rewarding us when we walk in faith and embrace that unknown. Oftentimes, that is when the real good stuff comes in. We get rewarded for that, a lot of the time. This is beautiful. Look, true love for your birthday season. I love it. And again, it's because You're getting to a place where you don't need to see what's on the other side of this leap of faith to take it anyway. And then it's like, boom, 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 here you go, baby. We're going to fill your heart with joy and really, get you, what your heart really, really wants and desires. Okay? And again, I'm really feeling children. Also, seems a bit random because we didn't get the Chariot card, but I'm getting for a few of you, some of you have a Cancerian in your energy or coming into your energy, okay? Because I'm getting like a ruby. I'm drawn to the ruby she's wearing on her hand, something about Cancers. Okay? But also Cancers are the great feelers and they're really good about home and relationships too, so could just be like an analogy for that. But anyway, my lovely Leos, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful birthday season. Kudos to you for taking these steps and following through what you know is in your highest and best good. And I really hope that this helped and resonated. If it did and it did, please let me know in the comments below. I would just love that. But most of all, just thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And as always, just thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.